Hello everyone, my name is Gabby, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super review. This time we're reviewing episode 8. So in this episode, an enraged Vegeta starts fighting Beerus, and it looks like he's provided the God of Destruction with his greatest challenge so far. But at the end of the day, Vegeta's power peters out, and Beerus isn't fazed too much, so he prepares to destroy the Earth. Or at least, that's what he was going to do. But Beerus has had second thoughts. The food of the Earth has been pretty tasty after all, so he gives the Earthlings another chance. He won't destroy the Earth if Oolong beats him at a game of rock, paper, scissors. It's time for extreme rock, paper, scissors action! But in the end, Beerus wins the fight, so to speak. He wins the game of rock, paper, scissors. So it's time to destroy the Earth, for real this time, until they hear a voice. It's Goku! He explains to Beerus that he might be able to find the Super Saiyan God, and he should just hold off destroying the planet until then. Beerus hesitantly agrees. And what is Goku's plan? How is he going to find the Super Saiyan God? Turns out the plan is to use the Dragon Balls. Next episode. So what did I like about this episode? Well, I know the concept of this was technically taken from the extended edition of Battle of Gods, but I really did like the concept of this episode. The fact that, Beerus destroying the planet and probably maybe even the entire solar system, it all depended on Oolong of all people. Oolong, the most underutilized character in probably the entire cast aside from Puar and Launch. I mean, in Battle of Gods this was a thing that we saw already, but imagine for people who hadn't seen Battle of Gods, this is a really interesting thing that you would never expect was actually going to happen. Oolong is doing something. He is an important character. And even then Puar. Puar had lines, and she, whatever. Puar did something as well. That was just really cool. I was not expecting that to happen. So it was a nice touch. It was a nice touch for the people who are fans of Dragon Ball. Honestly, it's just classic Toriyama, just combining the fantastic with the mundane. It's just there's a big giant Egyptian cat god gonna destroy the planet. But in the end, it's going to come down to a game of rock, paper, scissors. Just because. It's classic Toriyama humor, and I love it. It's amazing. It was short, but I also really liked the fight between Vegeta and Beerus. Once again, it did actually kind of feel creative. It wasn't just I'm going to go and keep punching you. It felt like they used the environment in smart ways, and you had a part of that scene where they're sort of under the water. Well, not actually under the water, but the water sort of flew up, and then they were near the water, and I felt like it was nice, and they had varied environments, and I thought that fight was actually quite good. As for what I didn't like about this episode, I mean, it's probably about I guess it's sort of the pacing, but also the fact that this episode is kind of a little unnecessary. It does really feel like filler. Did we need to have Oolong's rock, paper, scissors? I mean, the fact of the matter is that was not even in the proper theatrical version of Battle of Gods. It was only in the extended cut. And so that was just a bit unusual. It's if you want, I guess I sort of understand if they want to drag out Battle of Gods, they want to put in all the Battle of Gods material, but they kept out a lot of Battle of Gods material already. All the stuff at the birthday party. The stuff with the Pilaf gang, and then the stuff with that's mainly it, and bingo dance, all that stuff. So why would they leave all that out but then keep Oolong's rock, paper, scissors in? It just really confuses me, honestly. Also, this was the first episode that the soundtrack was kind of bugging me a little. I mean, I don't hate Sumitomo's soundtrack. It's just so far there hasn't been any they've actually been having quite a few really cool tracks, but this was the first time where there was some weird music placements. The music placement when Goku arrived, it felt a bit too cheery for my opinion. I thought maybe they should have made it a bit serious first, and then maybe made it transition to be cheery a bit more when Goku was acting more typical Goku. But that's just my opinion. So, next episode, it's going to be nine episodes, and we are finally going to get Super Saiyan God. See what it is, see what it looks like, see who gets it. It's not really a spoiler at this point, but yep, Super Saiyan God action, well not action, but Super Saiyan God is going to be next episode. And also something that may or may not contradict the timeline. Rest in peace, timeline. Rest in peace, because you are probably going to be dead forever by a few days from now. So that was Dragon Ball Super Episode 8. It was fun, it was inoffensive, but at the end of the day, it was a bit unnecessary. It didn't really need to be there. But I mean, I've got to say, I guess I sort of prefer unnecessary episodes that are enjoyable than episodes that are both important and also like really bad, or like important, or and like the plots are just like, for the plot points are just things I don't agree with. So I don't know. It was an episode. I don't really have much of an opinion on it. It was alright. It was fine. It was harmless. It was harmless. So this is Gabby signing out, and I'll see you all next week. Bye, guys.